Hey John, how's it going? Shanae, um, everybody. So I've been doing the um, Veda, which is basically vlog every day in April, and um, I've touched on a few things. I've, I think the first one, I'm just trying to go back just to give um, everybody sort of a bit of a flavor of what I've touched on from when I started. I think the first one was basically just talking about, um, what is it, why I was doing what I was doing, and why I was changing my mind about video and blogging. And the next, and then episode two was basically about the nature of legacies and how we remember people. And I was sort of drawing from remembering Martin Luther King, Ahmed Kathrada, and more recently in South Africa, Ahmed Kathrada's 1 year anniversary, the past anniversary of his passing. And number three was I was also just thinking about Winnie Mandela, because that's when the news kind of broke, and so kind of spoke about, actually touched on legacies and the nature of legacies and how we remember people. And then in episode three was about why people give up on their goals halfway and some random thoughts. And episode four, I just try to do a recap because it's really kind of builds up into a few random thoughts I'll touch on shortly. Episode four is the one where I asked, why am I doing this? The random question, kind of going back to being a child, where children ask questions like why, and the whole idea of revisiting some of the reasons we do what we do, and why, and why it's important, and just as a way of calibrating. And yeah, so it's been exciting so far. And then yesterday I just kind of if you are keen on that, I hope I wasn't talking too fast yesterday, because I think I was. But anyway, there's some random things about Mark Zuckerberg's, fielding all the questions that he was. To a large extent, I felt some of the questions were a bit stupid, and in another sense, I felt that Zuck could have responded better. But in any case, the ultimate thing is the idea of that if you want to, that somehow you should create, or that I chose to create a platform where I'm able to control everything about it myself, which is primarily my blog, so blessing.im, and that's where I do quite a bit of my blogging. And so today is, I was in so many different minds in terms of what to discuss. Like, that's why I said the one I can't decide what to talk about, because I've been sort of going off the one big thought. But if I had to share something, it would probably be around the idea of creativity. And I've been blogging for almost 10 years, and the challenge has been, how do you create content consistently? So having said that, it's like that moment you're trying to decide, what do I do? What do I write? What do I say? And over the years, I've learned that the worst thing you can try and do is, the worst thing you can do or not do is not write, or is not try to put something down. I've got there's a blogger that I followed for quite a while. I still do, John Saddington. And he basically just says, whether you publish or not, make sure that you write every day or you do something to create something. And I think a lot of us tend to make the mistake of thinking that you need to be inspired to start writing, or you need to be inspired to start recording something or creating something. Often inspiration is a product of putting our bum on the chair, depending on however you create. But basically, the first thing is showing up and getting started with doing something. So I think too many people rob themselves of opportunities because they think that masterpieces are created by this amazing, deep inspiration that just then all of a sudden you're motivated and you know how to work it out. It doesn't always work like that. Sometimes a masterpiece is, well, often a masterpiece is a wrestling. It's trying to find the skinny book in the fat first draft. It's trying to find the David in the marble. It's trying to find out of all the junk, it's trying to find the gold in the ore, in the dirt. And that's what it's about. Like, you creating content, whether you write or whether you're an artist or whether you're an engineer. I think whatever you do, the whole principle applies, is that inspiration you are not always going to feel inspired, but you need to act anyway. So yeah, that's my blog for today. Inspiration follows your actions. Always act, don't wait for it. And in the end, something great's going to come out of it. So, curious, what's your thoughts on that? Whoever's online now, Shireen, hey. And yeah, I'll be curious what you're thinking and your thoughts on this. And if you have any thoughts or ideas or whatever's going through your mind from this, just drop a note in the comments, and we'll just take the conversation forward and help each other. Yeah, great. All the best. I'll catch you tomorrow.